Yeah, go on.
Okay. Hello, welcome to episode 15 of No Holds Barred. That's Sal.
Hiya.
And I'm Don.
Cool.
And yeah, welcome back. We missed out last week, unfortunately, because I'm away in Europe and couldn't get a decent internet connection. Although today's better, but I'm hoping we can hang on to the end.
The Wi-Fi gods have not been smiling on us.
They have not, definitely not. So apologies if you can hear the sea or seagulls. I'm right outside and I'm looking at the ocean
I think
at the
we
moment.
want to hear. That's the stuff we want to hear.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice background track to
That's
this
what we
week's
ain't got it,
podcast.
it's a
Hopefully. Yeah, the lovely Portuguese beach noises. So anyway, we're back. Yeah, sorry for missing last week, but yeah, we are back. But no PMQs this week.
No, and I've I feel like I'm on holiday time. It's very odd because I can't.
Yeah.
This week I've really been struggling with capacity. I just can't take anything in.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't know. Yeah. So I've done a little bit of investigating stuff, but
Cool.
new things. It's all too much, and that's why they do it, isn't it? It's hard to keep track
true.
of when there's stack tons of it.
Yeah, very true. So I don't know what we're going to start with this week. What do you think? We normally start off with PMQs. If this is your first episode listening to us, Sal's roundup.
Get the shy talks out the way.
The what? Sorry.
Get the shy talks out the way, and then we can talk about proper people.
So you reform roundup, you mean?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let's have a look then. Where are we? I've lost my.
Can I place it with Nigel Farage's quote after he congratulated the Lionesses? Can I read that
please do. Yeah, go for it.
Somebody saw him congratulating the Lionesses on their spectacular win, and dug out this old quote from Nigel Farage, which should really shock anyone who's not heard it. Asked if women should play football, Farage replied, "Here's the bigger question. Do we think, chaps, when we're there in the front line, when the balloon goes up with fixed bayonets, what? When the whistle's about to blow to go over the top, do we actually want to be there with women beside us? Do we? What an extraordinarily bizarre idea. I certainly don't think so." He added.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because I've got so many women pregnant over the years that I have a different view. I find it very difficult to think that we can stand up and run over the top together into the machine guns or whatever. Men and women are different, thank God. Nigel Farage.
Yes, Mr. Farage. He is nothing if not a
So they say a
throwback.
snake rots from the head down, so do tell us the rest.
Yeah, exactly. A 1950s throwback, Nigel Farage comments there, definitely.
1945.
So let me find my... Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Let's find my first... I haven't got much on reform this... I mean, I have a bit, but I keep getting accused of being obsessed on holiday and neglecting my my family duties and not taking my son to the beach, but I am. I'm just getting up early and writing stuff about it, so... I'm doing both.
It's a compulsion for justice, not an obsession.
Well, yeah. This week is about DOGE again, because that seems to have been dropping out of the news cycle. And I saw Zaya Yusuf was on Newsnight a couple of nights ago talking over Thangam Debonair quite a lot. And Matt Chorley, is that his name from Times Radio?
He
just
did
let
not
it happen. He didn't, did he? He just
He's a terrible person. Sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't good, was it? So Zaya Yusuf, it didn't really mention DOGE as far as I know on that, but I got my last council freedom of information request back this week, which was from Lancashire County Council, which I've been waiting for a little while, and they've got back to me this week, and their response was let's say, a bit underwhelming. It was a 3-line reply to 7 quite detailed questions that I sent them. But I had a look through it, and they pointed me to a cabinet paper, which from June the 5th. So I actually went through, had a look at the reports and the minutes of the meetings. And I mean, long story short, Lancashire County Council go to great lengths to use external and internal auditors to review all of their spending, all of their procurement. Absolutely everything they do is highly audited. So DOGE, I mean, that's DOGE. What they want to do is go in and audit council. So what are they going to do that KPMG or Grant Thornton, in this case in Lancashire, wouldn't have found?
The made up
Just
thing.
as an aside, they Lancashire spend 365 grand ish a year on external auditors for just their, statutory audit process. That doesn't include KPMG, who audit their procurement, and they have an entire department within the council, as do nearly every council up and down the country. So this is how a local council has always worked, and nobody's saying there isn't
works, isn't it?
waste. Sorry?
It's how bloody business works. You have big companies have their internal auditors, and then every now and again you have to get external auditors to double check them. That's how it works.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's local government, and they're bound by some very strict kind of regulations. And so, it's no surprise that DOGE doesn't work in Britain. I mean, this is another nail in the coffin for Zayusif, really. I mean, it just doesn't, there's no function that they can achieve that isn't already being carried out by these local councils. And although some councils have stated that they might allow DOGE to request access, but not a single one has actually given access yet, despite what the BBC have told people. The BBC did a misleading headline. I think I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago, where they said, "Oh, DOGE had been given access to West Northamptonshire Council," but they hadn't. It was just a badly written headline for clickbait, and which is shocking for the BBC. But
standard these days.
And Lancashire County Council, basically, I went through. I did spend an hour on this the other morning, just reading through minutes of their most recent council meetings, and also their. This is really exciting. Audit, risk, and governance committee meetings. Well, that was a real thriller minute, that one. And it just there's not a single mention of DOGE, not one. So the only mention of DOGE I could find in the entire of Lancashire County Council minutes for the last 6 months was let me find it. Sorry, it was there we are. It was in a verbal exchange between 2 councillors at the cabinet meeting, between the councillor Jed Murphin, who's the Reform member for Resources, HR and Property, and a Tory councillor. And they basically were having a beef with each other because the Reform guy said that the Tories had wasted loads of money. The Conservatives said, well, Reform have got no clue to do anything. It's the same stuff we see day in, day out in social media and on Newsnight and whatever. But the Reform guy said, oh, the Reform group will take this further via the DOGE process. And that was it, nothing else. So it's just, DOGE is, again, another dead duck in Lancashire, as with every other council that I found up and down the country. And that's it, really, on the DOGE thing.
Well, you say that. Did you manage to have a look into that EO scheme they've just brought out? I can't remember what it was really called, but
UK or yeah.
I can't remember, was it UK Oil or hang on, something.
Or ORE, UK or that was it.
Right, so it's about precious metals. So alarm bells are already ringing.
It's just their net stupid zero thing again, isn't it? They're just making up really rubbish logos to I think the whole thing with DOGE and Reform is they keep saying they're going to stop waste, and then they keep wasting money by coming up with new quangos and new committees to do nothing effectively.
They're just noise, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. So,
Find it now.
yeah, the UK or I saw yesterday, but I haven't looked at it properly. But it does look like Eeyore, doesn't it, when you look at the stupid logo they
Well,
came up with.
yep,
So,
don't know what to say. But is that? Have you got any more reform business?
the only other thing on reform this week is I accidentally listened to Nigel Farage on LBC this morning. It was, I just put, my phone came on LBC and it just happened to be, I think, about 8 o'clock this morning when Farage was on. And I looked at it and I remember doing the last one when he was taking calls for an hour on Nick Ferrari's LBC show. And I thought that wasn't that long ago. So I had a quick look. It was July the 3rd. So within 27 days, they've had Nigel Farage given 2-hour-long slots on LBC Breakfast Show Primetime to take calls. And he was I don't see Ed Davey or Zach Polanski or even Kemi Badenoch or Keir Starmer or anyone from Labour getting anywhere close to that amount of time on LBC to an hour. Like an hour at a time he's being given, Farage. It's not...
Well, I'm going to talk about ACOBA later.
Mm-hmm.
But as a result of the research I did into that, I had calls about an hour and a half ago to Google Nigel Farage's expenses and his disclosure of earnings.
Register
of interest,
yeah.
Thank you. And my advice to everybody is don't go and look at them because it will make you want to punch a window. The amount of money. At one point, he put down he earned like 93 grand for 4 hours work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then when it comes to his earnings from X, which very much pale into insignificance, he's putting down like 16 hours for earning £1, 180 quid.
Yeah.
There's just it's all just made up and spat out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah, I had a quick look at this. Yes. Sorry, go on.
No, I thought you said you'd lost me.
Yeah, it's dropped a little bit, but it's okay. I had a look at this yesterday because there's been an investigation opened into his disclosure of earnings, hasn't there, by a crossbench peer, I think, in the Lords has put into the.
It's very cross.
Initiated an investigation by the Parliamentary Standards Committee into his disclosure of earnings because lots of people have asked me about this on X actually because I posted about it. But as of I think March of this year, he owns 500,000 shares in GB News, Nigel Farage, which is significant. And the benchmark for declaring your interest is a significant business interest. It doesn't matter if it's loss making because GB News is loss making, so his shares are worth nothing effectively. But it's still a conflict of interest. It's still a register. It should still be on
He's still drawing a salary from them.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, he's been paid very well from them, isn't he? So,
the amount of money that man pulls in makes you want to throw up, considering how little he actually contributes.
Yeah, I know. It's mad. I mean, he's got he's advertising gold bullion companies, gin companies. He's got all these shares in GB News. He owns, oh God, what is he, like 10 different jobs, and only about 7 of them, I think, at last check were declared. So, yeah, I'm not surprised there's an investigation into his earnings because he's coining it, like you said, absolutely raking it in left, right and centre. And his job as an MP. You can't possibly
do a job as an MP.
Nah, exactly. That's it, completely. Jinx. But yeah, it's you can't run Clacton as an MP, as a working MP with all those other interests. It's just nonsense. So yeah, I hope they find something, and he's either made to give up his business interests or give up his parliamentary interest, because one of them has to give in this respect, because he's not doing what he's paid for by us as taxpayers, and that's So, yeah. So I just, you can go on my Twitter feed and I actually wrote out the whole stupid interview with him and Nick Ferrari and all the callers this morning. but it was the same as the one he did 26 days ago or 27 days ago on LBC. He was asked very similar questions and had no answers to. No, I tell a lie. He had one answer to one question. Someone asked him about should all prison officers be armed with tasers, and he said yes. So he gave a straight answer. But every other question was just the usual waffle of absolute bullshit, and
Do you know?
particularly
I
the
don't
one.
know if it's.
One of the. Go on. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, just as a passing thing, I don't know if it's still the case, but I used to know a policeman years ago, about 10 years ago. They certainly back then had to ring in and get permission from like chief constable to be able to use a taser. They couldn't just deploy it.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I think you have to be specially trained, and not all cops
No, but I
have
mean,
tasers.
like walking around, they can't just deploy them. They have to bring in to like ops and go, which to me seems. But they are very dangerous with the wrong people, aren't they? Because people have been killed and.
Yeah, I think the police are quite highly regulated in the UK compared to like here or America. In Portugal, there's a lot of machine guns on the police. They don't have any qualms about stopping you in your car to check your documents at gunpoint here. So they're just they're the main police here are military police. But yeah, British police don't. They're very careful about what they can and can't do, aren't they? They just, especially after
sometimes.
In quotes, accidentally killing some people with guns. So yeah, exactly. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, that was Farage's one straight answer from this morning. You can see the whole readout on my Twitter feed, but the highlight was a caller called Layla from London, and I was wondering if that was before she started. The new Reform councillor Layla, who's been trying to vox pop Sadiq Khan on the.
God, that woman does not know how to behave.
She's crazy, isn't she?
She's conflating people who don't have a voice and aren't being listened to with herself. She is a councillor. She's supposed to write letters to ask for meetings, not go and assault people with a video camera in the street.
Exactly.
Grow up, you rage-baiting twat. And that's all I've got to say about it.
I couldn't believe. No, it's fair. I couldn't believe when I saw it come out. It's like try and break through Sadiq Khan's kind of security, which he has to have because he's getting death threats from morons all the time. But yeah, I said that on Twitter. I was like, she can actually request a meeting with him face to face or ask him questions in the chamber, as in the assembly in London. That's her job. Not running around the streets screaming whatever she was at him 60%.
What she's doing is what they've been encouraging their acolytes and cultists to do for over 12 months now, which is just to go for it. Don't pay any attention to diplomatic procedures that we already have in place. If you've got a problem and the police can't help and your council can't help, you write to your MP. That's how it works. And then you write to them some more, and then you keep lobbying them. And you can write to other people, you can write to bodies. And when you've exhausted all of that, that's when you start shouting at people in the street.
Yeah, I know. Not when you're a newly elected, not elected. She's not elected.
Placard anymore, so we have to shout.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah, Anyway, so yeah, there was a caller Layla from London, and Nick Ferrari said, "Oh, we've got caller Layla from London next," and I was like, "Is this like the worst sort of disguise? Is this the worst disguise plant in history? He's getting his own councillors to phone him." But anyway, it turned out it wasn't. It was actually a lady from Edmonton called Layla, and she had all the numbers of every policy in inverted commas they've announced and how much each one cost, and that it tallied up to £141 billion worth of spending. And she said, with your net zero and your EDI and whatever the other thing is they're going to scrap, you're going to manage to scrape about 9 billion. Where are you going to get the other 134 billion quid from? Farage went off. He kind of, I was listening. I wasn't
Did
watching
his head explode?
but you could tell he glitched a bit, and then he he just started ranting about the Tories and Labour spending money because he hasn't got a bloody clue how to answer that question. Even though he was on the show 26 days ago, asked the very same question and didn't have an answer then. He thought, oh, I'll just come and wing it again. I mean, that's all they are, Reform. They're just winging it, everything. But
anyone taking this shit seriously?
I know, exactly. You would have thought, though, if you're going on national radio and being asked questions from the public, you'd have the most important thing that they have is like this huge number of this amount of money they're going to spend. Have at least a little bit of an answer for it, but he just couldn't be asked, so he just went, nah. He said at some point we'll work it out. Oh, that's handy.
That's he's got grandiosity complex, hasn't he? Messiah complex.
Yeah.
He doesn't think he needs to do that shit because he's so special.
Yeah, completely.
He's off his box.
Well, that's what I think my first thing that I listened to was him saying that he didn't go up to Scotland when Trump was over because he didn't want to influence the trade negotiations between Starmer and Trump. And he said, I'd be blamed if it went wrong.
We all know that's not why.
Come on. So that was what he started off when I first started. I was like, oh, I'm going to have to listen to this bullshit now and see what else he comes up with. So,
what excuses have you got for the fact Trump doesn't want to see you for his tight schedule? You'd have to act.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I know, exactly. And then he said, oh, that Starmer was obsessed with him. I was like, what? Jesus Christ. Talking about the God complex.
What, though? He's not wrong. If Labour stopped fucking talking about them,
yeah,
that would literally turn the volume down on these freaks.
It would. We've said that a few times, haven't we? I know. It would.
Oh my God, did you notice?
What's that?
A very rare thing happened on Twitter last week. Well, two rare things. Do you remember I did a diplomacy?
Yeah, you texted me about this. Yes, I do remember.
Weren't you in the conversation? Because somebody was accusing you of never listening to the other side. And I went, I think you'll find. He's literally trying to interview a reform councillor as we speak.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And then I went on to have a really, really nice conversation with somebody who's sort of 1 foot in reform, 1 out. And I said, look, we're not pro-Labour. We're pro-justice and truth. That's it. We're not past that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we'll shout at everybody who's naughty and we will praise everybody who's good.
100%. Absolutely right. Yeah.
You know?
I'm
still
waiting to hear back from...
fucking shit cakes. Speaking of praising people who are naughty and good, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, go on.
And it does fit in. Reform in must be Durham. Got a really, really, really good letter written to them about not making poor people poorer because they promised they would not increase council tax, and they've come in and they want to increase council tax on literally the poorest in society. And Luke Akehurst wrote this brilliant letter. And I'm like, I don't know how to compute this. A Z person has written a really good letter to try and defend vulnerable people in his constituency. Glitching. I don't know what to do. That happened.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Have I seen that? I haven't seen that.
I think I'm pretty sure I retweeted it and said, what do you do when a terrible person does a good thing? I don't know how to.
It's been very hit and miss over the last couple of weeks with what I've been able to see and not. But yeah, I'll have to go and have a look at that. But yeah, that's a sort of battle of the minds, which side wins out. But yeah, but there are good people in every part of. Are there good people? Yeah, I think so. But
I think there's bits of good in everybody. But I mean, there's no rolling back what Akers done over the last 8 years. There's no
fair enough.
No walking away from that. So,
no, that's fair enough. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think there's going to be an awful lot of people in the next, well, let's say in 5 years' time that have been very, very vocal on certain subjects, and when things sort of finally change for the better, they're going to be up shit creek, aren't they? Particularly around the Israel thing in Gaza. But
well, you'd hope so. But I mean yeah. Well, the news today that the UK could be breaking international law by supporting a Palestinian state, only according to a treaty that we're not signed up to.
Yeah, right.
Not a story.
I missed that, but...
Not a news story. We're not a part
No,
of the
no.
Montevideo Treaty, so not our law.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, right, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone was going on about that on the radio. I think it must have been Farage or one of his minions, Tice or something, about that treaty, and I haven't had a chance to look at it, but they're just going to find anything to try and wriggle
Oh,
out
yeah,
of things, aren't they? But
chucking everything against the wall, aren't they now? Because they know it's over.
yeah, definitely.
What's that phrase? I can't remember. Yeah. But while we're talking vaguely about Gaza, I wanted to briefly mention, because I'm not obviously any kind of specialist, but if you are up on the Gaza-Palestine issue and you don't know about the Ben Gurion Canal proposal, you really do need to go and Google or YouTube it, because the Israelis have, well, not just the Israelis and the British and the Americans are planning to build the Ben Gurion Canal because the Suez Canal can't cope, essentially. I'm pretty sure it's the right canal that's next to it. Just for hang on.
Yeah.
Just let me check. Let me check my geographics because my brain.
Yeah, because otherwise it'd be the Panama Canal. The Suez is the one in the middle.
South America, isn't it? So it must be the Suez. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have
one that was a big
genuine. It is like ready to go to start building. Unfortunately, the Ben Gurion Canal happens to cut right through Palestine.
What a surprise.
In a coincidence. Massive coincidence. Yeah. And it's worth billions of pounds to the Israelis and the British and the Americans, and seemingly not the Palestinians, because they're not part of the equation, which is odd at this stage of proceedings,
isn't it?
Would you not say?
Absolutely, especially when Israel has spent a year and a half flattening Gaza in preparation for something like that.
The evil that's going on right now is like nothing we've seen in.
No, it is, I think.
Years or so.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah, exactly. It is that, though, isn't it? It's not. There's been nothing in this bad since then, so I don't think. And certainly not my lifetime, and I'm 50, so yeah. Excuse me. And we've had a lot of tragedies and a lot of famines and natural things, but nothing to this level. Nothing. It's very, very sad, and I don't know. Every week we mention it and we say something that maybe the tide's turning a little, but it's turning far too slowly. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's definitely turning, but like you say, it's just people are dying in real time.
What's your thought on Starmer's latest stance on it by recognising Palestine, but only if, putting that sort of...
I think it's a humanitarian piss take. He's no better than Blair, is he?
Yeah.
In fact, considerably, all things considered, he's worse than Blair, because Blair genuinely did care about the people on the bottom rung of this country.
Yeah,
or at least by virtue of having Gordon Brown on his shoulder, who knows? But either way, things were a lot less terrible for those on the bottom rung of society back then. Whereas now, it's just neolib capture, and that's all they care about. They literally don't care about a lot else. I mean, it might be a good segue onto the ACOBA thing, which I promised to look into, and indeed I did. Because along with, I mean, I'm not up to speed on what's going on with Ofcom. But have they been restructured, or have they just been
talk
left
about
alone?
it for a few years? Yeah.
Okay, because I thought this might play into it.
Yeah, go on. I was just going to say I looked into the DCMS thing because I think they were talking about getting rid of DCMS, and then Ofcom have been given more powers with the new online safety bill, which I wouldn't mention later, but
they could have all the powers they had before. What's the point of that?
Well, exactly. So, but I don't think so. I think everything's as it was, basically. I don't think there's anything different.
Well, we have, I should say, an advisory committee on British appointments, which is supposed to oversee ethics in employment pre and post ministerial positions, from what I can gather. So I've printed this off from the government website today, and I've read it and highlighted it and stuff. So I'll give you the headlines. Doesn't start well. Does not start well. Statement made on the 21st of July by Pat McFadden, Chancellor of the Duchy of Lancaster.
Mhm.
First line, brace yourself. Ethics and integrity are at the heart of the government's approach to public service. Well, okay.
Right,
We're
tear it
playing
up
that
straight
game,
away.
are we?
Right.
Right
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I crack on. 7
Go on.
principles of public life are fundamental to everything we do as we return Britain to the service of working people. I've heard that
Mhm.
before. So what they're doing, they've got this body that clearly, as we know through history, both recent and medium term, absolutely toothless.
Yeah.
So they're restructuring it. The new changes that will come into effect with the new board that I don't think as yet have been named, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay.
Ministers will now have to forego their severance payments if they serve in office for fewer than 6 months. So Lizzie Lettuce would have to sing for it.
Mm-hmm.
So good thing.
Yeah.
If ministers leave office and are subsequently reappointed to another paid ministerial office within 3 months, they will be expected to forego their salary until 3 months has passed since they left office in order to avoid ministers being paid a salary while they also get their severance pay. Fair dues. Yeah, agree with that.
Enough, yeah.
If ministers leave office following a serious breach of the ministerial code, they'll be expected to forego their severance payment. Excellent. Similarly, if a former minister is found to have seriously breached the business appointment rules in the period following their departure from office, they will be expected to repay their severance payment. For example, David Cameron in Greensill, that kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Business appointment system plays an important role in protecting the integrity of government, ensuring that those who serve in a privileged position within government do not go on improperly profit personally from that experience. Right, well, you've got your hands full right now, haven't you, with that reform?
I was about to say they're going to have to remove every ex-Tory from every position they're in, and Labour, to be fair, but predominantly Tories have gone on to make hay, haven't they? Sorry, carry on.
No, I shouldn't have stopped when I did. My bad.
No, sorry.
So do not to improperly personally profit from that experience, and that their future employers do not gain an unfair advantage through privileged access to government.
Greensill, yeah.
Yeah, as part of this, the provision of authoritative I said it that time. Oh no, it was administrative. Forget it.
You said the wrong word, but correctly.
As part of this, the provision of
Oh no, it's all gone wrong. Yeah,
part of this, I'm malfunctioning. The provision of authoritative independent advice to former ministers and officials remains a particularly important safeguard, but the government recognises the need to build confidence in this system. Yes, good. Okay. Glad about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Alongside this work, the government has also been carrying out a comprehensive review of all arm's length bodies. So I'm thinking Ofcom, for example, Ofwat, Ofgem, fucking everything else. All arm's length bodies established with the premise that such bodies will be closed, merged, or have their functions brought back into departments unless their separate existence can be strongly justified. Okay. Now, ACOBA's function to provide independent advice in respect of former ministers will be transferred to the Prime Minister's independent advisor on ministerial standards, Sir Laurie Magnus, who already provides independent advice to the Prime Minister on adherence to the ministerial code and to individual ministers on the appropriate management of their private interests while in office. Now, for me, for my money, that should be done by a completely independent person. But I haven't looked into Laurie Magnus yet. Run out of time. In the event of a serious breach of the business appointments rules, ministers in future will be asked to repay any severance they've received. Well, yeah, okay. They should be criminally convicted also.
Yeah, I agree.
It's criminal.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about rules and principles when there should be laws? They have to
Yeah,
handcuff
definitely.
themselves because we've seen the last X amount of decades what happens when they don't.
Hmm.
Ridiculous. Now, what they're saying, they're going to improve the consistency of the application of the rules in the departments. The Civil Service Commission, which already audits departments for compliance with the civil service recruitment principles, will in future undertake regular audits of departmental decisions of business appointment applications for grades below the level currently administered by ACOBA.
Hmm.
This enhanced sanction oversight will be underpinned by a more efficient and responsive system, focusing on ensuring applicants understand their obligations under the rules. Righto. They need to sign something.
Hmm.
They must sign something. Surely to God, they sign something.
Yeah.
Together, these changes give us tougher rules, fewer bodies, and clearer lines of accountability. Further information on the Ethics and Integrity Commission, the business appointment rules process, will be published when they become operational on the 13th of October. So they're still like free to rub us blind until then. Now, my problem
For another
that
couple
I've
of months. Yeah.
got with that is that I've had fairly recent experience secondhand of the civil service recruitment procedure. I've never experienced anything so arduous in my entire life.
Right.
If they vetted MPs the way they vet Home Office administrators, we would have to change everything.
Yeah.
Even if I could work, the last thing on earth I would do would be apply to the Home Office because they background check everything for a minimum of a decade that you've ever experienced in your life.
Right.
Businesses you've been involved in, jobs, homes you've owned, investments you've had, people you've known, associates that are criminals. There's nothing left untapped. They literally take your DNA. And I can't believe they actually get people to work for them. It's that mad, and it takes months because you first have to do it through a recruitment company. Then you have to do it a second time if you want to get in for a permanent job with the Home Office.
Yeah.
Now apply that to everybody. Brilliant. You're going to need to employ a lot more people.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunately, the very fact that you aren't doing that kind of points towards the fact that you don't actually want stringent rules in place.
No.
If you did, you'd make them laws. I don't know. Maybe
Definitely.
I'm just too cynical, but if there's a hole to be picked, I'll find it, and there's a lot of them still.
Yeah, definitely.
And whether, Ofcom have got a lot of options, and they use none of them. So there's no guarantee that they're actually going to act, which I guess comes from them outwardly saying that they need to build confidence. So at least I guess they're aware of it, but we'll see.
The name Laurie Magnus, as soon as you said it, that rang something in my head, and I
went to look him up, but I ran out of time.
Yeah, I think he was involved with Boris Johnson. I think he was in place at that point. I think I'm gonna just do a live search because I don't want to get that wrong, but I know his name.
Okay.
And I'm
while you're searching, sorry.
Yeah, Laurie Magnus. I just had a very quick Google search, and I was wrong. It wasn't Boris Johnson. It was Sunak that appointed him as the member, the registered, for members' interest or whatever. So I was kind of half right. Go.
What? Shut up! No.
Yeah, he's been in place because Sunak put him there. I thought it was Johnson, but it was Sunak. So, yeah, he's been there doing that job for a while. So, will much change? I don't know. We'll see. Unlikely, I guess.
So the fuck is duopoly?
Yeah, exactly. So, but that seems to be half the problem with Labour is that they've not cut ties. I mean, I know you can't with the civil service. Obviously, it's a different. They're there regardless of the face of the government, but the public kind of facing stuff, Labour haven't done enough to cut ties with what went before with the Tories, and I think that's a big part of their problem. No, exactly. Mm-hmm. Their comms, and I think that whole back office team that Starmer's using, including Morgan McSweeney and this new guy from who's from the Sun that he's appointed this week.
Oh, conference is going to be fun this year.
Yeah, in Liverpool. Yeah, I know. I can't believe he's been so kind of I've lost the word. Tone deaf. That's the right word. To appoint someone.
I don't know if you caught on to it the other week. I don't even know if we mentioned it. We might have done. Audrey White got arrested last week.
Who did?
Audrey, I don't know if you remember, and you might be able to put this in on the edit. She is the lady who doorstepped Starmer. I think it was over the Waterbury Room in the cafe a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And she got arrested for a peaceful Palestine protest the other day. The woman's, I think she's 75. Could be wrong, so I've got your age on board, but she's in her 70s.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, right. Is that who it was that got arrested? I saw there was a bit sort of hoo-ha because
not just her, but she was one of them.
Yeah.
But funny enough, and she got bailed on condition she's not allowed to mention Palestine for 3 months at all in any way, shape, or form because free speech and that. And
yeah, exactly.
Funny enough, she obviously is one of the main political activists in Liverpool from an independent point of view. She's now banned from Labour conference because she's not allowed to go in the city centre.
Come on. That's really bad. I thought it's just the optics that they must see the optics and just think it doesn't really matter. I don't understand.
They don't care. This is it. They just don't care.
Well, it looks. I know I'm still trying to give them some sort of a benefit of a doubt, aren't I? But yeah, I think I'm going to have to give it up at some point and go, yeah, you're right. They just don't give a monkeys about anything. But it's so depressing to let that thought go.
I want to be able to sit here and say good things. I want to be able to report to the world that a good thing happened. Alas.
But it's not. I know. I'm just like the last sort of little glimmer of kind of hope that they're just sort of they've got a master plan that's all going to come into place at some point and go, see all these stupid things we've done, it was because of this. But it's not. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. Like what we're on now, the 31st of August, a year later, and nothing really. So, yeah, it's very depressing to think that how fucking dumb they're being about really simple things.
I've just had a thought. It might not make sense because I haven't thought it through. But off the top of my head, you've got to wonder why. If they wanted to drown out, they could very easily, I think, drown out reform if the ministers in charge of their departments, who each, I can't think of a department that doesn't have something massive they really need to do to improve the societies of this country. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They could all get on their soapbox and like Lisa Nandy, because stand there and go, right, I'm going to take on press regulation. I'm going to do this thing. And then I don't even know what's Angela Rayner do again. What's her portfolio with? She could wang on about
housing's a big one.
Well, yeah. But they could go out and they could make that their thing. I know they've got other stuff they need to like attend to, like the constituents and stuff. But their main meat and potatoes of their portfolios, go and tell us about the work you're doing.
Yeah.
Go and shout at newspapers until they give you the interview. It's not hard. PR really isn't difficult when you know the big players at hand, and they know them all. They're all integrated. It's like they all share a great big office building, metaphorically speaking. Everybody knows who the players are, but they're not doing it.
No,
and you've got to think to yourself, why? Why are they not doing it? Why are they letting this happen?
That's what I'm saying.
What's the
end game? That's what I was saying before. That's it. I keep hoping that they've got this master plan, but it just doesn't seem like they have. Because you're absolutely right. I mean, yeah, but they could actually be putting things into place as well as shouting about it, which you're completely right about. But there are little easy jobs they could fix, and by easy jobs I mean like around the country, that would then suddenly take the front pages, and they could shout about it enough and go, look what we've done, we've fixed this railway line, or look what we've done I don't know, whatever is important. We've built
I've
five
not
hundred
long read
houses or whatever
sorry,
here. Go on now, it's
no, I've
fine.
not long read an article by, I think it might have been John Pigeon's Disability News Service.
Mm.
The Snoopers Charter I think started today, where they can go into, they can basically go and spy on disabled people
Oh,
to see if
yeah.
we're really disabled or not. Like, X-rays and
Yeah.
MRIs kind of prove that, but
Yeah.
we're target number one, aren't we? And I'm sitting there and I'm reading it and I'm thinking, what's that equation they've got with HMRC, where for every
Mm.
pound spent on investigating, we bring back 12 quid or something?
Yeah.
Why are we letting tax evaders get away with it and picking on disabled people still?
I know. This
You could
is the
close
thing.
that bloody 5 billion hole fivefold if you went after those bastards.
Yeah, exactly.
Same.
And a wealth tax of 1% on 1% of the people would negate the need to do
Two on
the
two.
2 on 2. Yeah, on the it's just insane. They could make one quick decision that would make a lot of people a lot better off, and people in the disabled community like not have to be panicking for their lives, or people, or elderly people not needing to lose their winter fuel allowance. All these things are just simple things that could be done. One choice they have to make, and there's loads of rich people that already said, "Do it. Come and
Bearing in
take our money,
mind,
please."
the extra bit of tax they'd be taking makes absolutely no
Yeah, nothing.
tangible difference to the
Exactly.
people are taking it from. It annoys them a bit.
Doesn't.
That's literally it. It annoys their
Yeah,
greed.
it really does. It's insane. I'm gonna, when I get back, I live quite near to where Dale Vince is from, and I see him quite often around Nailsworth, which is not far from where I live. So
You never mentioned
I
this
might
before.
doorstep. Oh, have I not? No, I saw him in a cafe in Nailsworth just not long before I left. So I thought maybe when I get back, I might just do a bit of hanging out around Nailsworth and try and catch him and doorstep him and say, Dale, can you come
Or,
and have a chat? And I might
crazy
drop him an
idea, just
email.
message him. He seems like a nice man.
Yeah, exactly. He does. I know. I'm not going to do a Layla, whatever her name is. What's her second name? Cunningham?
Oh, nutcase, who
Yeah.
cares?
I'm not going to run around Nailsworth
Uh,
screaming at him at the microphone.
she's an
No, but I
ex-Tory,
thought,
isn't she?
yeah, of course. Yeah, they all
Yeah,
are.
yeah. The very worst.
She,
Oh,
yeah,
they got a new lord this morning, didn't they?
a lord.
20-year-old Tory, 20 years in the Tories, he is, and he's a lord, and now he's gone to reform.
Oh,
And
is
it's
this
applied to no
Adam
cover.
someone?
Oh, fuck that. Don't pay attention.
Yeah, I was reading about the woman in Wales who's in the Senedd, and she's just sort of defected as a Tory to Wales, and she had a seat. She has a seat in the Senedd in Wales, and everyone's like, "Well, fucking just there should be a by-election. You shouldn't be allowed to just have a seat in the government of Wales and just switch. I know it's crossing the floor, but it should automatically be a by-election in that
Well, it goes on here, doesn't it?
instance. No,
It's not just Wales. It's happened here with, like, idiot that was in the army. Suddenly becoming independent.
which I mean, it happens a lot, doesn't
Oh, I
it? But
can't
yeah,
bloody remember. The one that got voted in and then went, oops, I'm in the army. I'm not supposed to do that, and then became an independent.
oh, what, the Reform Councillor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember his name, but I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not supposed not allowed to show political allegiance because he's in the armed forces. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're not, but I don't know. Yeah, how do we get back onto reform again? That's ridiculous. So where were we? Let's rewind because I've forgotten what we were saying. It's too hot. It is too hot today. It's brilliant. I know. Get that tiny violin out.
To be fair, if it was the other way around, I'd be sitting there dripping, dying.
I'm all right in the heat. I quite like it. I've sort of lived here for a while, so you get used to it a bit. So, anyway,
Sounds a bit fun.
Well, I can't now, unless I'm on Twitter and everybody tells me that it's absolutely fine. You don't need to spend nearly £500 million to get a visa, but you do. But anyway, I'm just going to look at.
Do you want to hear a lovely
quickly.
story, or Okay, just make sure you finished everything because I've got a lovely story to tell you.
It's just,
Let's say
I'm just
lovely.
going to look.
It's interesting.
I've only
I
got
think.
really one or two more things, but they have a theme, and it's people losing the plot completely. And I've noticed Ant Middleton and Rupert Lowe, separately and together almost, completely have lost it. They've gone off the deep
Oh,
end,
but
both of them.
that's called what narcissists do when they lose all their attention.
Yeah.
Not joking.
Yeah, fair.
That's it.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
That's what they're
Yeah.
going through right now. But Ant Middleton is losing his tiny, tiny mind.
Isn't he just?
Go on.
Came out yesterday with a post about how he body slammed a policeman, and that was fine because he didn't do something else.
Oh, no, there were no
I'm gonna
bruises and he didn't break any bones or something. I've just pulled up
Sorry, what
another
were we
tweet
talking
from
about?
Ant Middleton. Did you read
Yeah,
his
what's he
tweet
said?
from the Manchester airport scumbags are safer in prison than outside. However, please let them be free so British karma can do its work. It's not how it all works, dickhead. We will no longer tolerate our women and children being murdered or abused by wrong-uns and those that should not be here. Brits and Great Britain first. And I believe he sent that from Dubai.
Yeah, I think that's where he lives.
Grade A twat.
Yeah. I know. It's just, but he's going off on one at the moment. Yeah, you might be right with the sort of the narcissist kind of attention loss thing that he's going through. But I saw Rupert Lowe had put, he keeps putting out these sort of graphics from his, what's it called? Restore Britain. Definitely not a party, but really a party coming. And this one just says, send them home. Like, great. Thanks, Roop. It's full on unadulterated, unabridged racism from him now. I mean, it always was kind of borderline, but he's out and out. Just,
He got
I don't know.
hamstrung with that video, didn't he? He got outed and he's got no reason to care now.
Well, the one that we featured on episode 2 or something, it was, wasn't it? Is that one? Is that the one you mean? Yeah,
when he's being anti-Semitic. Yeah.
Oh no, we got it struck off by the Guardian because they didn't like us using their. Oh no, the Observer. Sorry. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I just thought, I don't know if it's the heat getting to those two, Middleton and Lowe, but they're really jumped off the high diving board now, haven't they? So.
Yeah, I think just getting the thing. Speaking of which, have you? Oh. Well, it's just a kind of. I had a lovely chat with Grok this week.
Yes. Yeah. Go.
And I never mentioned reform once.
Right.
Do you want to hear it? So I just said to Grok, just asking questions. How many accounts supporting UK right-wing protests are real people? And Grok said, recent reports, like from Global Witness, identify at least 45 bot-like accounts on X, amplifying far-right and anti-immigration content. Guess how many views they generated?
Must be millions, I guess.
4 billion.
Billions? How many?
4 billion.
Jesus. Right.
Yeah. BBC investigations found similar inauthentic profiles backing Reform UK.
Mm-hmm.
Then went, it must have gone on a bit. I've cut the screen.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah. It lost there. Sorry, so say again from Reform UK?
That was the end. Backing Reform UK, because I cut the shot off for whatever reason, but it must have gone on to talk. It went on to talk about free speech. So I said, Grok, why are you conflating fraudulent behaviour with free speech? And Grok said, I'm not conflating them. Fraudulent bots spreading misinformation aren't protected speech. They're deceptive. Musk's minimal moderation prioritising broad expression enables such activity, but evidence shows it's more negligence than intent amid X's revenue declines, down 66% in UK post-takeover per reports. True free speech requires combating fraud to foster genuine discourse. Yes, it does. So I said, Is deliberate negligence not the same as willful dereliction of duty when talking about a man of such power and irresponsibility? And Groff said,
Yeah.
yes! Deliberate
Good old Grok.
negligence in platform moderation, knowing bots amplify misinformation yet prioritizing free speech over safeguards, equates to willful dereliction for a figure like Musk, whose power influences global discourse and elections. This fosters real-world harm. Yes, it does. As seen in UK riots breaching ethical duties to society.
Wow.
So I said,
That's a good answer, to be fair.
So, Elon Musk is deliberately allowing and profiting from deliberately subverting democracy. While evidence shows X's reduced moderation has enabled bot networks to amplify far-right misinformation, fueling discord and eroding trust in elections, Musk's stated free speech priorities suggest tolerance rather than deliberate subversion. Profits from X are down, but his influence benefits broader business interests. So I said, for the last time, don't worry, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
Groff, is this not democratic subversion?
Yeah.
And Groff said, yes! The orchestrated amplification of far-right narratives by bot accounts, generating billions of views and fueling misinformation-driven unrest like the 2024 Southport riots, undermines democratic discourse by artificially distorting public opinion and electoral integrity. I rest my talking case.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? Grok for president, I'd say.
Well,
but I mean,
I'm sure I'll get a tweet soon. So, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's out there, isn't it? I mean, it's not. No one's hiding it. They're not hiding it. They're absolutely up to their ears in it. Yeah, it's a worry. I don't know.
It's a mad world.
Yeah. So here's a question about the online safety bill which came in this week, and I've not come across it yet because I'm in Portugal. And
you've got a question about the online safety bill?
Yes.
And you're throwing it my way. I literally want to be congratulated by yourself and Carol Hedges, because today I managed to link up my printer that I've had sitting there for 6 months. That's why I've got all this. I think I'm an internet genius now. So yeah, go on.
Well
Ask
done.
me about the online safety bill. Don, go ahead.
No, it was just from a user's perspective. Are you being hit? Are you having to do age verification for stuff online, like websites and things? Not yet.
Sometimes. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
All right, fine. I'm just curious because I don't know what it's like yet from being in the UK to see what it's.
Well, put it this way.
I'm not trying to trap you into it.
I think I've put a VPN on my phone, but I can't be sure because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I am now getting Google searches from the Netherlands. So I'm assuming I'm on the VPN, but I still have to age verify. So am I on the wrong VPN? I don't know. How does it work? It's all wizardy stuff that I can't see. I don't get it.
Okay, yeah. You have to choose your country. But, I mean, if it's working, it's working. Okay, well, I think we'll maybe go into the online safety bill a bit once I'm back and I can see what's going on. Just curious,
if I work out how to change my country to America, will it stop me having to age verify?
In theory, that's what they're saying, but that's what I wanted to.
Maybe I should do that then.
Change it to France or America or wherever, and then in theory,
God, it's like walking in the dark.
Okay, well, I'll leave that bit then, maybe until I get back and have a look at it. But
no, go on, that's really fun. Because I was going to ask you.
Okay, fine. Because it's not impacting me here because I'm in Portugal. But no, I've just seen loads of people on X and stuff saying about how it's the usual bollocks. It's against free speech and it's censoring the internet. I just wondered how, in reality, if it's actually impacting anything. If you're going on Twitter
Well,
or Reddit or something and it's saying, yeah, you can't come on.
I had to age verify on Blue Sky last week,
Oh, okay. So yeah, so
which
it is
is,
happening.
for some of us, it's a little bit upsetting that a camera can tell if you're too old or not. Don't
Yeah.
think I like it very much, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's not particularly arduous, and you see, maybe I need to give more thought to the old "I've got nothing to hide" attitude because I don't
Hmm.
care, I haven't. But
No.
then we've got data. I mean, somebody on Twitter before was trying very poorly, to be honest, to try to explain to me that Zai Yusuf had a point against Debonair, what's her face? Oh, what's
Bangam
her face?
Devon.
Fangam Debonair.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know enough about it, to be honest. I just, all I can tell you is that Zai Yusuf's voice makes me want to go and punch something, so I couldn't
Doesn't
listen
it?
to it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
he's like, do you remember Father Ted? Do you remember the really boring priest, Father Gray? He's like him.
Oh no, yeah, he's terrible, isn't he? He's got.
I
I mean,
just don't know where he gets it from. But
yeah, yeah. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, we'll come back to the
I
online
think I
safety
think
bill then.
it's one of them things where the truth's somewhere in the middle in it.
Yeah. 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 Farage was asked about it this morning, and it was a really weird call. He had a caller from a guy called George, and George had lost his son, and it was to do with online bullying, and he'd been exposed to some really nasty stuff, and his son had died. It didn't go into more details than that. And aside from the fact that Nigel Farage didn't give him any condolences whatsoever, he just basically started ranting about VPNs and the dark web, and it just got me wondering what the actual truth of it is. But I'll do some proper looking into it when I get
Well,
back and see
right.
what the. Mm?
We both know Don Jr., who is 11, still 11. He knows what a VPN is.
He does. He
He
definitely
knows how
does.
to switch over. So
Yeah.
I am loath to agree with anything those people say, but
Yeah.
they're doing the Band-Aid thing again, it seems.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I
I think.
appreciate this is an evolving thing because it's technology and we haven't
Mm,
moved with the times quick enough. And this is like a
no.
scramble, but it's a scramble to stick a Band-Aid on a severed leg. It
Yeah.
seems.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, 100%. And I think it was too late, even when the Tories sort of put it forward in, when was it, 2024? I think it started, didn't it? Its process, and I think it was too late then. You're right, and
Oh, I had Porngate 10 years ago with my kid.
yeah, yeah. It's just the technology we have now is too advanced. There's always a way around something. That's what I'm trying to say. And like you said, I think that's kind of what Farage was saying in his kind of cack-handed, brash manner this morning. It's not censorship. But it is it's a bad job done badly. It's not even a good job done badly. It's a terrible job done badly. So yeah, we'll see how that plays out, and I'll have a bit of investigation when I can actually sort of come up against it when I get back to the UK.
You
In a
can tell
couple
me
of
all
weeks.
about it
Oh
in a
well.
way I can understand.
Yeah. So yeah, I was just curious about that, but we'll get back into that properly. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't know.
I was going to
Have you
tell
got
you a
go
little.
on?
I was just going to tell you a little story, wasn't I, about one of my old jobs that relates
Oh
to
yes, you are.
a very good quote I found from Bylines this morning that somebody posted on
Mm,
Twitter. No, many years ago, back in the Blair years, Blair Brown years,
mm,
um, I shared an office with several people. In fact, Christ, Petronella Wyatt was one of them. She'd come in the office once every 2 months because she was getting paid 30 grand a year for that. That's smashing. And the woman who's now Mr. Dominic Cummings, who was my office buddy, who
yeah.
was adorable, adored her back
Was
then,
she?
years, long time ago, yeah. And the other person who used to hot desk in our office was a journalist. And
Mm-hmm.
he came in one day, and bearing in mind at the time I wasn't remotely political, I followed it as per the news, like,
Yeah,
the majority.
a
It's
bit.
very
Yeah.
different to today, because that was when the news told some truths as well. So this
Imagine
guy
that.
comes in, and one morning I was off he did, and he sat down. He was sat behind me, so I'm like at the desk typing away. He's behind the desk. I just hear him on the phone. I said, "Hello, is that social services?" And I'm like, "You can't help it, can you?" When someone's like literally 5 meters
Yeah.
behind you, and you're like, "I don't know, that's all right, being a social services."
Yeah.
Living as he did in, I want to say, is it Highgate?
That
Where's
could be the really nice, really posh
High?
bit.
No, where's the really posh bit of London? Is it Highgate?
Highgate is lovely. Yeah, really nice up there.
Where Ricky
Yeah, it could
Gervais
be.
lived?
Well, I'm not
I
sure where he
forget.
lived.
Anyway, I
But
think
Highgate
that's where
is
this
nice
guy.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that's where he lived. In a lovely house,
Mm.
and he rang up, and I swear to God, I don't know how he didn't throw the phone, because he got put through to about 4 different people over half an hour, and he had
Yeah.
to keep repeating this story every time. And the night before, he'd answered his front door, and I'm pretty sure he was talking about he was in his vest and pants, because
Nice.
that's how he was at home. And he said, "Oh, it's quite embarrassing. And the door, there's a 13-year-old boy stood there, and I'm just stood there in my vest and pants." He
Nice.
said, and so, oh God, just let that. I'm gonna have to. Let's say this is 24 years ago, so pretty much
Huh?
2001.
Mhm.
Um, and he said, and the kid was like begging for money to go and buy food, and I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, in this day and age, absolutely expect that. Back then, it was like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, anyway, he said, so he said, I brought him in. I went and got dressed, and I said, like, take me to where you live, because he was like literally a child.
Mm.
And he went back to this kid's house, and gets me a bit, because I have been there um, in the intervening years. He said the mum was just like prostrate on the sofa, desperately ill, and it was just her and the kid, and he was having to tend for them both, and they had nothing. And
Wow.
it was
Yeah.
just so heartbreaking. He immediately came into work and started trying to deal with it to get them looked after.
Help it out.
And
Yeah.
and bear in mind, the place I'm talking about is the Spectator. You don't get many of those people to the fucking pound in
No,
that place. Do you know what I mean? So I was just like,
certainly not nowadays. Yeah.
oh, I've just fallen in love with you. I think you're the best person.
Yeah.
Right? Do you know who that person was?
Go on.
Peter O'Born.
Wow.
What
Interesting.
a fucking human being in a sea of sharks. And today,
Yeah.
I read this clip from him, an especially troubling relationship. Any honest analysis of contemporary geopolitics must involve a recognition that America has become a rogue state, doctrinally opposed to the international moral order inspired by Roosevelt and Churchill during the Second World War. This problem has come to a head with Gaza. Yes, Peter, yes, it has. Absolutely. 100%. You were right then, as you are
Round of
now, sir,
applause for that.
and as you have been all along.
Yeah. Yeah. Well
I
said.
think
I
we were
mean,
both very,
that's
very
brilliant.
triggered by working with that psychopath, because we seem to have both been incredibly angry ever since he was in power.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You mentioned a bit before, and I was a bit worried about because I read his stuff in Byline a lot, and I've always thought seemed to be a really good one of the better ones that I've read. And I'm pleased to hear
Oh, he's got
that you've
integrity
backed it
coming out
up.
of his ears.
Yeah. Yeah, fantastic. That's great to hear. And it is nice. We need to hear more from people like that who speak
Yeah.
honestly and are genuine and want to help people. Yeah.
But
Brilliant.
even just like in person, he's just a really lovely, affable guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know,
No,
I mean,
that's great.
he's bloody annoyed and bloody fed up as you might be in his position, but he's a good man,
As,
and there aren't many
as
of
we
them
all
about.
are. No, that's good. We need to hear more from them and more about them if we
Some
can.
of
So
us
yeah,
are.
that's excellent. That's a nice thing. I
Oh,
think we should finish up on because it's nice to finish on nice things, isn't it?
in fact, the other nice thing to finish up on, the plan for the rest of history.
What's that? Sorry, go on.
It's something Super Tan tweeted and I retweeted. I don't know where she got it from, but
Oh,
whoever's
sorry, yeah.
responsible deserves to be king of
I
the world.
forgot about this. Yes, this is the finishing thing because this is brilliant. Yes, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, if anyone can pick a hole in this, let me know because I'm bugging if I can. It's perfect.
I'd be surprised, yeah.
I think every year the richest person in the world should be sacrificed and their wealth distributed to the poorest amongst us. The rest of the year would be billionaires scrambling to distribute their wealth in an attempt to ensure they aren't the one pushed into the ocean next year. Is that radical enough for you?
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I couldn't
Love
agree
it.
more
Well
with
done,
that.
whoever wrote that. Fabulous business.
What a better world that would create in such a rapid fashion. It would just happen like that, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh well. I think I'm not going to say anything to that because it's perfect.
I don't want to ruin the well, I will. I'm going to ruin the moment now. I am aware that we haven't spoken about Lemon, but until we find out the truth of what really happened, there isn't a great deal of point.
No, I've got him on my notes, but I'll roll it over to next week because I think we might find out a bit more this coming week. Definitely. So
Agreed.
yeah, absolutely. So other than that, I think I'm done for this week. How about you? All good?
Oh, I think I've said quite enough, Christ. I haven't stopped.
What are we on? Oh, we're only on an hour and 20. That's a sort of particularly short episode for us at the moment. But yeah, that's good, I think.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. We just look at the
No.
internet's held up.
Yeah, exactly. It's held out for the entire time. That's amazing. But yeah, it's good. We got through that, and I'm really pleased we've got one out of the way this week because I was a bit disappointed to miss out on doing a proper one last week.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I had a full face of makeup. You were disappointed? This isn't how I normally look.
Great. Right.
Honest to God, it really isn't.
Yeah.
I'll terrorise you all one week and just come up with no makeup.
And on that bombshell, I think we'll finish up. So I'm going to say goodbye for this week, and we'll be back next week. Tech being well.
Thank you for listening. Please share, subscribe, and like, and all that business.
Absolutely do that, please. Great. Right, that's it from me. See you next week.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Bye.